All right, so today we're going to talk about flux core welding. This is what I use for a backup. It's not what I mainly use, and we'll go through some reasons why. I do like it. It is great stuff to use. I mean, if it's something you use for structural, etc., absolutely fantastic. Um, my first welding job ever, I actually ran an 045 flux, and I ran it with gas and everything because we were welding on 1 inch thick material. So this is kind of what I learned on. But the numbers are important, I assure you that. I shouldn't say learned on, dang it. Oh well, but we'll get to that. So, but these numbers are important, I assure you that. This company, a little bit different numbers, so it's a little bit different to read. But and it goes the same for rod. You can't just grab something and just start welding on it, and just, well, shoot. I guess you could, but, it's not mine. So, but you can see, we got some 6010, got some 6013, 6011, 7018. I even got some 3008, 309L. But I don't have no aluminum rod currently. I used the last of it. But, oh well. So by now I'm sure you're all wondering, what don't I weld on? The answer is, well, nothing. Pretty much welded on it all. From cast to, stainless and copper, everything. My dad, I was fortunate enough to have a dad who would come home every single, day with some new tip. It seemed like it was every day. But my sister became a welder. I became a welder. My older sister, I should say. I became a welder, and my younger brother. He actually does great body work. Good job on the thin sheet metal and doing body work on cars. So he's the guy that I go to, and I'm like, hey, buddy, you want to come over and weld up my stuff? And even though I could do it, but I'd rather sit in a chair and watch him do it. So, anywho, these numbers are important. My dad would teach me all about all this stuff. You got to look this 1T right here, and it does pop up again. So we got a 1T there. You get, another one there. You just got to know how to read the numbers, and that was important to my dad. But for most of you at home, that one is important for you because it tells you that it is a directional weld. You can go vertical, horizontal, etc. It doesn't matter what direction you go with it. That's why I keep this for a backup, because I can go any direction with it. If you see a 0, well, you can only go one direction with it, and there's a bunch of other numbers. And well, if you're interested, I'll let you all figure that out at home. It's something for you to educate yourself on more, and there's a lot to learn on that. But this is just for those people that, are at home welding on their lawnmower, doing maybe body work or so, little quick repairs, things like that. I'm going to show you with and without gas. There's some ugly stuff on here and, not so ugly stuff. I didn't set my machine to build a rocket ship or anything. Got 1/4 inch thick material. I only made a couple little pieces and started my machine up, just kind of quick settings real quick, did a couple little tests and did some welds. So this is mainly for, like I said, just the home people. But you can see there is slag on the top and bottom. I did take this all, cleaned it all exactly the same all the way around. So you can see some slag still there. Now, if I was doing multiple passes, I would definitely want to get that stuff off. That right there would cause an issue. Maybe not so much that little tiny bit right there on that edge. Let me get a little tiny pointer there, 035 wire. So you can see that little stuff. That probably won't cause so much of an issue, but that could in an X-ray if I was going to go get this thing X-rayed or something silly. And I'm sure this probably wouldn't pass perfect. It may pass quite a bit. We do pretty good, I promise that. But you can see that one is no gas. So no gas is used. You can see the slag developed, and it takes a lot more to come out. So. And now you can see this side, we got some gas. A little less slag BBs developed as well. And again, you can see a little bit of slag. That one would definitely cause an issue. Maybe not so much there. That one might not. but it's there. I would definitely want to clean these things out. I wouldn't want to weld over top of that if I did multiple pass. But again, not set up perfectly. I'm not going to sit here and tune my machine to, play music. So I'm just going to set it up to show you all how to, do a weld repair on a lawnmower or something like that. But now you can see, because I'm pretty sure most of y'all don't work for NASA that are watching this. But I hope some of y'all do. That'd be pretty cool. Y'all can tell me some pretty good secrets. But you can see here is what I call a trigger pull, and it's known as trigger welding, where you just stack the bead or puddle over and over. Now here's what happens if you do not clean the slag off each time, and I did this on purpose. I did not clean the slag off. You're going to develop these little pockets. See these pockets here? Now, of course, this is thick material, but I promise you, if that thing was x-rayed, there's some bubbles under there that you can't see. That's called subdermal. Now, originally when I started welding, my first welding job ever, I was running 045 flux wire all day long, welding 1-inch thick material with gas. It was shielded. So I was welding pretty thick material with this stuff, and we would be laughing at people that would call themselves the master welders, because if they had those subdermal things like that, they were big enough, they would crack, like a firecracker going off, and we'd just start laughing. It could be during lunchtime when the weld cools off, you could hear the pow, and we'd just start laughing because we knew who did it. We knew who was welding on it, and it would crack us up. So you can see how much more BBs there are with it as well. This is with gas. Now, I'm going to have less of a chance because it is hotter, of course, but even then, I'll explain that too. Running super hot as well can actually be bad because you can push the slag into it. The slag is garbage. The reason why I say it's garbage, well, because it's already used. It's used matter. The material that it was made of, which is typically like a limestone material or whatever, you can do research. There's so many different kind of materials that they use for flux, but there's a lot that can be inside of it, and it can push it deep into that. Now there's other, slag that can self-peel and things like that. So knowing those numbers are important. That's why I say that. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Those numbers don't matter. I'm the master pro. So, okay, whatever. But, okay, and that's a stop. I did this on purpose. This is just the last weld that I did on a little weld that's over here. Now, I did not clean this one bit whatsoever. I did not touch it. I just set the machine real quick. Again, just set it real quick to my quick settings and did a weld real quick. You can see there. And this one is trigger welding. So you can see just, making one puddle after another. Again, CO2, did not clean it, wire brush it at all. You can see the slag is actually peeling off by itself as it's cooled down. So I didn't wire brush it, nothing. And then same here, you can see that one's popped off. And I'm sure if I barely touch it, if I can touch it. But anywho, that's why I do. See, I did touch it. You see that? Good shot. Anywho, if I did, use a different gas, a mixed gas, I would have even less BBs on there. It'd be a cleaner weld as well. Gas is cheap, in my opinion. Some say, it costs a lot of money. I don't like to spend money for the gas, etc. But when it comes down to the welds, let's go to the well, there we go. Okay, we'll compare the no gas to the gas. And to fill up this bottle, which is over 4 feet tall, okay, 9-inch in diameter, cost me about $20 for CO2. So, and that's out the door to refill my bottle. So And again, I don't have all the various settings for my heat and all. You can see, I just have the alphabet here. Okay, all I have is wire speed and just some quick references, quick idea settings. You can see how I mark it out to kind of give me a quick idea on what I'm welding on and things like that. So, and when people are teaching you auto body, when it comes to flux core, this is why you do not want to stack them. This is with gas. Again, it's going to be hotter with the gas. So it's really going to push it deep into the thing. The inclusions, all that, the slag into it. This is without gas. It does better without it, but I assure you, anytime you see a pit like that, if you don't see it, like this one here is sunk in, there is a hole right there, and that subdermal porosity, it's going to cause some issues down the road. It may not happen in a week or two, depending on the environment, etc. That could actually cause some issues down the road. It'll rust. This is 22 gauge sheet metal off of a Grand Prix car hood. Something that I was teaching my youngest son how to do some little tiny plug welds, you know, and he did an absolutely fantastic job on his test. This was the one I did. But and you can see here, this is the hard wire. Again, way too hot. I did the same settings I did with this quarter, and I just was trigger welding it, and you can see it's not perfect. I wouldn't recommend you doing that hot of a setting or anything, 035 wire either. So, but just to show you the difference of the slag buildup and all. So anybody that says that they recommend any of this kind of stuff here, now there may be other wire that produces less slag and all, but it's going to be there, I assure you that. So anybody that says otherwise, that's all up to you to do your research, have fun. And one other thing I hate is that right there. Okay, my dad passed away from beryllium in his lungs and all this stuff. I cannot stand that, because I know that goes right into the lungs. Kind of have this thing up here for now, but you can see I need to redo it. It's been quite through some stuff, my snuffleupagus, over time, because I swap it out and everything. You can see it goes outside, and how I have it hooked up. I did have it closer to the weld, but I had to walk between all this stuff and everything. So, and then I put it up higher for when I was done welding. Any of the smoke that was up in the air, I just kind of walked out of the shop and left it on. So that's how I do the evac system for cars and everything else. You know, I actually split it off into a Y, and it works really good. That's an 8-inch, so Hydro Farms fan. But again, I hope you all enjoy the video. Do your education, you know, if you like, you know, do some more research and things like that. But man, feel free to drop some comments on any knowledge or things like that. I love learning, and you know, you should as well. So, but you know, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and peace.